Kia ora, dear listener or viewer. Welcome to Zealand. Now, Zealand is set in a post-apocalyptic world, so it goes without saying that we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. So if you're squeamish or the idea unsettles you, take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, guys, gals, and legionnaires. Rycon here. Welcome back to Zealand. This is Chapter 3, Part 2, Deadly Winds. And we are with our survivors. Everyone at the table now, bar Jake, of course. And we have just left the supply shed, running out into the rain, into the darkness of night. And it is dark outside. As the rain patters all around you, you hear the voice, the screaming voice of Rudd, become more distant as he makes his way away from you. Your plan is for you to move to the cache, to take what you can, destroy the cache, and then make it back to the boat. And then maybe a pint afterwards.
Something a bit stronger.
Yeah. And so, with the rain pounding all around you, not a patter now, it is really going. The wind kicking up as well. You start to march out. Who is leading your group into the darkness?
Well, not me. I don't know where to go.
I think it was Nick.
Nick's carrying someone. I'll lead.
Nick and Jake are
I
carrying
was going to lead, but now I'm carrying a person, so...
I'll lead. You're the only other person who can really carry a person that isn't a cripple, so...
Okay, so Scott is at the front. Jen is slightly behind him. Both Nick and Jake are in the centre. And then towards the end...
I'm keeping pace with Dan because...
Okay.
I'll be right behind Nick and Jake.
Okay, alright. So it's you two at the rear.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, okay.
Have fun. I tell Jen not to stray too far.
I try not to. I've been loyal so far, haven't I? She screams at the top of her lungs as well, not at the top of the lungs, but like quite loud, leans in and says it as everyone's moving. And that's the thing, is you are all moving together to the point where you have hands on backs as you're moving forward. And Scott, you're at the front. Are you lighting the way? You're torching, so you're just you're scanning the environment around you. It's just illuminating all that rain. You see the bodies that are on the ground around you. Roll perception for me while you just kind of scan across these bodies here.
Fail by 2.
Cool. Okay. Don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You continue on making your way down the path. Now, you can only follow the path for so long before concrete gives way to grass, and that grass becomes mud, and that mud is slipping down into a divot, the depression that runs down to where you fought the day before. And you start making your way through.
Slightly slower pace.
Slightly slower pace, taking your time, supporting each other as best you can. Being at the back, you two have your eyes kind of looking around you, and maybe it's just your mind, but you feel that sensation that you had before, Vedant, when you were looking out and you saw that you felt like something was looking back at you. Even though you can't see into the darkness, as you're looking out there, you feel like you're being watched.
I feel that anyway.
Yeah.
It's because I am, and everyone that's watching is also watching you currently.
Yeah.
I
feel like I'm being watched.
Hi.
Does that mean they're all dead?
Dun 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 dun.
Maybe. Spoiler alert, that was the twist all along.
Sorry, ruined it for you.
We continue on, making our way down the hill. And as we do, you start moving down into this depression. I need everyone to roll an athletics for me. You're getting a plus 20 to this, though, because you're all supporting each other. So
I spin the sigil.
all right.
I am as well, because I'm leading.
Well,
I will also,
that's-
spend, I will also spend a sigil with the Dawn films.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yay, 61 pass. I would have failed otherwise.
6 pass.
Success.
Because it would have been, my score would have been 60. Would have failed by
Okay,
one.
Jake starts to slip down at great speed. No, it's alright. Do we have successes across the board?
50 success.
Yep. 18 success.
Okay, alright. You all manage to keep your footing as you start making your way down into this divot, and just with the rain, there's no screaming, there's no shouting from Ismail. Maybe he's too far away from Rud. Yeah, Ismail also is not screaming.
Good.
But Rud, who went off in the opposite direction to you, you don't hear him anymore, and Verdant is attacked by a moth.
Yeah, it's not a moth. That looks like something else.
Fuck it is.
Beetle.
It's a beetle.
There's a beetle in the house.
Okay.
To be fair, most bugs are beetles, so that doesn't say.
Scott's slightly startled as something flies up in the beam of his light as he continues to move through, but steadies himself and
Oh.
continues forward.
Turn myself.
He was about to slash with his axe,
Yeah.
but he restrained himself. It wasn't Skulk's hand this time.
Yeah.
You're straight.
You push on forwards, and as you're walking through, you're recognizing where you are now. You're at the point where all of those bodies fell, and they're still laying on the ground. As you're kind of marching past them, everyone roll perception for me. This is going to be a little bit more difficult because some of you are going to be in darkness. Scott at the front, you are going to have a plus 20 to your roll. Everyone else, it is going to
It's
be
perception,
difficult,
eh?
which is a minus 20.
Perception, right?
Yes.
24 pass.
7 pass.
15 pass.
Fail by 1.
Okay. And Nick?
57 pass.
Oh, God
Always.
damn. Always. Well, most of you are able to... Actually, Skulk, I probably shouldn't have got you to roll for this. You haven't seen these before, but you do see these bodies kind of to the side of you in the grass. Those of you who succeeded on that roll notice that they aren't where they were yesterday. Some of them are turned over when they were left face down. There's one in particular, one that had this super gnarly face, and that's what kind of gets to you, because that face wasn't up, it was down on the ground. But one of the ones that Scott kind of split the head open on, that's looking straight upwards towards the, well, not towards the stars, but towards the cloudy sky above.
They've all been made to look up.
No, but it seems like they've been moved from where they were before.
The big one had the...
It's not within your view at this moment. This is the line that kind of came close towards
Heads
you.
are all destroyed. We see that they're definitely still... Like, they wouldn't have moved by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like, you remember you all smashed them up before you left.
Have they been moved into any specific position?
weird spiral shape.
No, I don't
I
mean
mean-
collectively. I mean individually. Were their limbs or anything moved into any specific positions?
Difficult to tell.
Like if I
Would-
actually walk past, I quickly crouch down to have a look. It's like, are their arms crossed across them, or are they put into the fetal position, or anything like that?
I don't think most of them are missing limbs.
Those who have limbs.
Yeah.
Roll investigate for me, just as you're going past, and it is going to be difficult because unless you're taking time to look at more than just
Roll
one.
spin a sigil. So what's that? Difficult minus 20 plus 5.
Yeah, +5 in the end.
Nah.
It's difficult to determine. Your hypothesis might be possible, but you just don't see enough of them. Yeah, I mean, as at peace as something could look, maybe, but you can't be certain without spending time. And there is this moment where, Skulk, you do kind of pause for a second, but the rest of the line kind of bumps into you, and you just keep on moving. as you start to make your way towards the tree line. Everyone roll perception for me as you do, and this is going to be difficult, minus 20.
Nah.
Nick, why are you smiling?
Pass, 63.
So Nick is the only one that succeeded here, yes? Oh, 20 pass. 20 pass. Ooh, okay.
Failed by 2 again.
I felt like 38.
Okay. Venant and Nick, your head's kind of jerked to your right-hand side of your line as you're sure you heard another set of feet kind of swishing through the grass nearby you.
I will relay that information as silently as I can across the line as efficiently as possible,
Okay.
as opposed to just going, something on the right! I'd look to Dan and say, something on our right, and I'll also
And then Dan passes it up to, you pass it up to Skulk. Okay.
Do you stop when you say it, just so I know to stop, or just keep? Oh, you keep walking. Okay. And I'll
It's
pass
just
it on
like
to
a
Nick.
tap. It's like he goes like, something
Yeah.
on the right hand side.
So with Dan, I would have used
So,
the
yeah,
taps
just a
to-
tap.
And I'll say to Nick,
yeah.
like, something on the right.
And-
Sunrise, all right?
Yeah, Chinese whispers, yeah.
Sunrise alright.
But Nick, you were already looking in that direction, just trying to like
Yeah.
hear or see through the rain.
Did I discern the direction that whatever there was moving? Or is it sort of
Ahead
keeping
of you.
pace? Oh, okay, so it's just gone.
Yes, something seemed to be moving at pace.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye in that general vicinity to see if I
Yeah,
see
I'm going to focus over that way.
I move a little bit to the left. As we walk, I just would like keep walking, just like a step to the left.
Okay. All right. You keep walking further. Scott, your light is lighting up the tree line now, and as you're kind of scanning through the tree line, you see it hit something reflective for a second, and you know that to be where these tents were, a little bit further into the tree line. You start to head off in that direction, bearing slightly to the right as you head towards it. You continue moving forwards. No sound other than your own feet just swishing through the mud, through the grass, and the rain cascading all around you. The smell of kind of manure is there, and the smell of death from those you killed the day before. Their bodies still emit a foul smell.
Keep an eye out for the big bloated one that burst into spores.
You don't see it.
Do you mention spores or?
Could be that you just haven't gone past it, because the field of view that you'll have right now is very small.
Yeah.
Do we see you guys wearing gas masks?
I was like, did everyone put a gas mask on when we left, or?
Jake has pretty much almost always got his on, like a weirdo.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you can
do I.
never barely
It's
hear what
kind
he's
of
saying. He's always just like, guys. Nearly almost always. No, but as he went out, he did put everything on. Yeah.
And Nick. Yeah,
Yeah.
would put mine on.
Because I put mine out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of your gearing up process going outside most of the time. Unless you specifically say otherwise, I'll generally assume that that's what you're doing. You approach the tree line. Looking around. Looking up towards the trees. You start to approach the tents. Scott, you're at the front. Roll perception for me. This is going to be very difficult. Okay. It is a minus 40 modifier on this perception check. It is
Minus
sight-based.
15.
Mm.
Mile away.
Okay. You scan. clear as you left it. You can see the big supply crates by the tents. The tents that were open, their flies still just flapping in the wind.
I literally just imagine myself going, I want to draw my weapon. I'll put the torch in my mouth.
Yeah. Dude, go ahead.
I'm wearing a gas mask.
Tension. Dramatic tension. We'll maintain it. God damn it. Yes, we will. We will.
Forever lightening the mood.
Yes. Start to move forwards. And as you make it to this area here, your line starts to spread out a little bit more. Still like your torch up towards the trees. Those of you who have other light sources start clicking them on, looking around the surrounding area. What do you all do?
Just a question, what's your ruling on my weapon? Can I safely hold it with my right hand?
I mean, you can hold it, yeah, it's just not as effective. You know, it's not as effective to use just by itself. You would have to mouth the torch if you were to... Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, can I just swap hands to my left and then just hold it, so then if combat starts I can just be like...
Yeah, drop the torch.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can hold it, it's just you can't effectively do it. Same thing, you could hold a sniper rifle with one arm, you just don't want to fire it off the hip with one arm. You need to spin first, and then you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just checking
falling.
rules-wise,
No, that's
mechanics-wise, all that kind of stuff.
It's good to know.
Cool. So I do that.
Okay.
So all the guns just open and lying everywhere? Or?
No, the crates were sealed back up when you left.
We've got to the cache then?
You're at the tents, the cache is
We
there.
see the caches.
You see the caches? What do you all do? Jake and Nick, like Jake takes Ismail off and just kind of rests him down by underneath a tree which is a little bit more dry, just to give his shoulders a bit of a rest. Nick, I'm imagining you might do the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There's no point in carrying it.
Let's get people keeping an eye out. I'll get... I'll take a look at the explosive material that we've got to work with.
You said there was grenades, eh?
You said there were grenades.
Yes, there is. Yeah. There was an actual launcher,
Ooh, that's good.
and there are also grenades.
There wasn't just regular like C4 explosives, it was all grenades in terms of explosive ordnance rather than...
It hasn't been dug in too deeply because they're stacked up on top of each other.
We can just throw a grenade in when we're done.
Yeah.
Right. Does this rocket launcher count as a rifle?
Have you gone over towards the cache?
No. So I think
I would start heading
Well, I
that
would
way.
slowly
Only
head
as a
the group. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's just around the tents right now.
once we get to the cache, I'll basically say, set up a perimeter, keep watch, especially up in the trees because these things can come from there, and confirm that somebody's talking to you before you turn to them and respond, because these things can make sounds, we've noticed.
They just go in two at a time, fill up their backpacks, come out. Next two go and fill up backpacks,
Yep.
come out, that sort of thing. So
Sounds good.
we got as many eyes as possible
Okay.
outside.
Sounds good.
They're all just in the open.
Yeah, but we could form a perimeter. Everyone looks outside.
Yeah.
Just two people go in, they say done, and then next two people go in.
Cool.
Is anyone?
Yeah, solid idea. Keep a watch out first. And Jake starts looking out into the darkness.
Cool.
I'll start keeping an eye out.
Same.
Okay. So you guys had the packs, right?
Yeah,
I've got some extra ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you divvied them out.
Okay. All right. What's your marching order, Scott? You and Jen.
I'd leave.
Okay. As you reach the cache,
I do have a weapon in hand as well.
I need you to roll luck for me. Just flat and tell me what the number is.
57.
Pass or fail?
Fail. by 7.
Okay. As you start to step towards, I need you to make a athletics check. How much did you fail that luck by?
7.
7. Minus 7 from your athletics.
I have a funny feeling this is a sigil kind of roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
And it's just like a coconut falling on you or something, and you wait a decision. 58.
38 pass.
Cool. 38 pass. You start walking towards the cache, and as you get right up towards it, you said you had your weapon out, right? And so like it's as you're getting towards it, and as you're going to put your axe away to go and lift and open this thing up, you feel at the bottom of your foot as you step down close a sharp pointed pain that starts to travel up your foot, and I have a spasm.
Yeah.
You instinctively pull back in time, but you feel like as you press down with your body weight, because of how your legs are, a lot of the weight is put on your fleshy leg. Your fleshy leg steps right down onto something very sharp, and you withdraw back. You have a significant wound to that leg. As you pull back, you feel a sharp pain in your foot. And as you look down, bringing that torch around, you see embedded in the ground looks like a sharpened, jagged piece of metal embedded in the ground. Roll perception for you're still in pain at this point, but just roll perception for me. It's just going to be flat for that.
You'd see me audibly.
Yeah, Scott would also and pull back, and Jen says, what?
36 pass.
Okay, as you light on in and around this area here, and you're starting to notice more spikes. Some seem to be wood, others are just jagged pieces, discarded pieces of metal, embedded in the ground, around the caches, around the tents.
Yeah. And at the time when I'm yelling, I'm just like, traps! I yell after I scream in pain.
Yeah, and you see Scott just kind of buckle backwards. Jen supports you, catches you, holds you in place, and is saying, let me have a look. And she starts trying to take off your boot. It's a bit of a process to get it off.
Does it go through my boot?
Underneath, through the bottom of it.
Through work steel cap boots?
They don't have steel.
They're not steel on the bottom.
The sole.
Not on the sole. It's not a steel bottom.
They're puncture proof though.
Are they?
Not that well.
Not that good. But
Yeah. You now found out that the boots you bought were done.
Snell Packaging and Safety does not sell crappy boots.
Hence a significant wound.
Okay.
Was significant.
Could have been grievous.
Reduced damage. This thing was it was in there. It was embedded in the ground in such a way that once you pressed down on it, it went further in.
Cool.
Prove I'm wrong. Let's get some jagged metal. Step on it with your boot.
Okay, cool.
We'll test it right after this.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, what's everyone else's reaction to this at this point?
I just keep an eye outside.
I'm looking towards Scott, and then looking in the general vicinity to see if anything immediately comes out to attack them.
Okay.
I'll be trying to see if I can spot more of these spikes, spot a safe path into the centre. Anything that's less dangerous than the surrounding area.
I mean, seeing as Scott pointed it out, and especially once you're kind of having to wait and you're just kind of pointing the torch around to where they are, you can see just a number of them all around here. And you all were here the day before. You searched this place high and low, looking for any sign of these people, the Russians that went missing. These were not here yesterday.
I will convey that information to Skull can, well, not Jen, because Jen's all the way over there. I'll convey that information to Skull. Those traps went up the air. These things are intelligent.
Yeah. Well, let's hurry up and get the hell out of here.
We need to
Yeah,
move quick
we
now.
need to get out. Does anyone need weaponry? Do we want to fill our packs, or do we
As
just
much as
want
we
to
can,
shoot
as
gun?
quickly as we can.
Yeah, I'm heading to the centre. I would say, don't bother with the guns. Get the ammo.
Cool.
As I head towards the middle.
I'll follow.
I as well.
Trying to dodge
By good.
bullets.
Okay.
Yeah, as quickly as possible.
I
it's like,
try to
yeah.
make my way up as
Yeah.
well.
The wound on your foot, it was a puncture. It's not horrible, but it's bad enough that it's also going to make you limp, which is not great.
Actually, what I'm going to do is, while the guy doing that, I am going to stay on the ground, take off my boot, and give myself basic first aid to my foot with my first aid kit in my bag.
All right, cool. That's essentially what Jen is attempting to do. So she's assisting you with it, so you are able to apply hers to yours as well, which means you're going to be able to do this a lot faster.
Okay, so if she can use hers, it saves me taking my bag off.
Yeah, she can use a basic pack. Let's see how she does.
And then I intend to put my shoe back on afterwards.
Okay, I mean she succeeds. It just takes her a while to do it properly. But she starts trying to wrap it and clean it as best as possible.
Do we do a combined check?
No, you're not assisting her.
I am.
Oh, you are. I thought you put your pack away.
No, I'm helping her with the
So what I've done is I would then apply your skill on top of hers. Her roll is still a 5. So it's a success, but it's not a great success. It's a success that will, it'll just take her time to do it. Yeah, so, I mean, she's got a pretty good first aid, but yeah,
That's probably the brain.
yes. Yeah. So it's just, you guys are just doing that while the others are taking off the crates and trying to shovel in as much of what you can. And in the dark, with your torches and stuff like that, it's a little difficult to tell what it is, but when you are handling the explosives, you are more careful and more deliberate with your lighting.
I just make sure to grab, because the only thing I'm looking for is, well, a pistol, and there's as many, either already filled magazines or just ammo for pistol ammo that I can find. That's the only thing I'm really looking for, but I'll put into my backpack.
All I want is ammo for my big gun, and a couple of grenades if we can get them.
Okay.
Just be grabbing just assorted magazines and ammo for just anything in particular, just trying to fill those bags up.
Mark down 2 grenades. You don't know what they are.
Hey, one way to find out, right?
Yeah, it's just like potions. What you don't know what they do. Yeah,
Give it a lick.
they look like grenades.
So that's under range weapons?
Yep. Well, I hope. You can try and use it as a melee weapon. That would also be fun. So you take
I have masochist, so I'm fine.
you take some time. You take some time to collect what you can from this, all the while keeping an eye out on the area around you. After Jen has got your boot back on, helps you back up, you're able to walk on it. It's a bit sore, but you've had worse. You lost a leg. That hurt a little bit more.
Well, when I see Vadan going into the crate of explosives, I just call over and say, when we're all done, just grab this grenade and throw it into that box of grenades.
Is there a specific crate of
There is one specifically that had a lot of caution markers on it, and that is where the majority of the explosives have been found so far.
They'll set, that explosion will set off every other ammunition in here.
What about the ammo that I was looking for? Would I found some ammo for my big gun?
Yes, yeah. In a similar crate to the one that it was in, and one beneath it. Yeah, so
Can you tell me how?
roll luck for me.
Ah. Ooh, 37 failed.
Okay. There is some in there, but you find enough to fill up essentially another magazine of yours. I didn't say clip. I really wanted to, but I didn't say clip.
Cool.
put some civvies wearing their hair?
Yep, there you go.
And for my pistol and all its ammo?
Roll luck for me.
I'm going to sigil that.
Nice FedEx is all the ammo I need.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
18 pass.
18 pass? Okay, alright. There are... I'd say there's at least 3 magazines worth.
And the
yours.
pistol. What sort of pistol?
The pistol. Where are those pieces of paper?
Mm-hmm.
There's one like this.
Right, like that.
A SIG?
SIG. No, actually, no, it's the Glock 45. Glock 45.
Okay.
Because I have the normal one that we had before.
There you go.
Thank you. And 3 magazines.
Yes, 3 magazines worth of ammunition. You have 1 magazine, but 3 magazines worth. And so you're all collecting this stuff, putting it in there as best you can, all the while trying to keep an eye on the area around
what
you.
I'm doing is once I've sort of, while I'm grabbing what I'm grabbing, I'm looking towards Scott, just because I know that they're focusing on his foot,
Mhm.
so keeping an eye out. So the way I'm looking
Exactly
is
the same.
grab,
Mm-hmm.
look at Scott, look at Ismail and the other dude, do a sweep around and then back to what I was on. So
Okay.
I just keep doing that routine
Yeah.
while grabbing what I'm grabbing.
Can all of you roll perception for me? This is challenging. Straight up flat. We'll see how well.
26 pass.
Okay.
51 pass.
Nice.
Very no.
75 fail.
98.
Nick, how did you do on that?
72 pass.
So both Nick and Scott and Skulk, as you're kind of going through everything, you see that their 3 heads just kind of tilt up towards where you came from. In your mind's eye, in the direction of the supply shed you just came from. What the 3 of you can hear above the rain is almost like a clashing sound, a clanging sound.
Oh no, it's not a fucking chainsaw.
No, it sounds. There's reverberation to it.
Okay.
He could be shooting into the shed.
Doesn't sound. Yeah. So you're not hearing gunshots, but you are hearing reverberating metal. And it was that kind of that pace to it, and then it kind of stops again.
Or he's hitting the shed. Which,
Yep.
everyone packed?
Do I need to roll for just line grabbing boxes and clips of ammo to stuff into my bag? I'm not going for anything specific, just trying to get as much ammo as I can into those 2 bags I've got.
Roll luck, and you'll see what you get when you empty it out later on.
Yes. Just that one on. No, 78, fail by 3.
Okay. You grab as much as you can. Just start piling it in there, filling up this bag as much as you can. It's quite heavy once you've got it on. It's filled with stuff. You go ahead, pull it on. Looks like everyone's kind of getting like set at this point. So Jake goes and picks up Ismail, puts him back over his shoulder. Nick, you grab this other guy.
I pick up
Yep.
the other guy, yeah.
The moment that you're able to glance him, he is very pale. He was pale before, he's even paler now. He's starting to look like a ghost.
I've got
Okay.
one of the 2 grenades that I found in my hand, waiting for these guys to get back.
They don't have colours.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. So
Just grab like 4 or 5, pull all the pins out, and just throw them. Just in case one of those is like a smoke grenade or something.
Yeah, that's why I said at least receive colours or something.
Yeah, just throw like a whole bunch and gap it.
you go back over to the explosives crate and you
Got the explosive crate. Look back out to everybody. Go. Pull the pins and run.
okay.
And
I dropped
we all run.
Okay.
You drop the pins.
First of all, everyone roll athletics checks for me as you start to move away from this as fast as you can. It is flat.
One thing I did want to say, is I would make sure my knife
Minus
was
15.
accessible.
Okay, yep,
So
totally.
10. Minus 10.
Just
got
because
that,
Pale Man might decide to
So
not
hey, you guys,
be-
I'm minusing minus 10 because I've got a significant wound to my only leg.
Yes, you do.
Failed by 7.
Unfortunately.
19 success.
Okay.
Also failed by 7.
what was the minus? Sorry?
So it's 6.
It's flat.
Was it flat?
Flat.
Oh, yeah, okay. 34 pass.
I sigil, which took my skill up by 25, and then I got 6.
Okay.
So,
All right. Those of you who failed, which I believe was Skulk and Dan, I need you to roll another athletics check for me.
I'm signaling that.
To see how many bullets you dodge.
Oh no, that's a different roll. And that's something everyone has to do.
56 pass.
56 pass?
10 pass.
Okay. Dan and Skulk, you are a little bit further behind the rest of the group as you start to run away. Vedant is running as fast as he can, but he is still kind of getting up to the point where the two of you, where you are. It's been like a second or two, you don't know what's going to happen, and as you just hear this almighty, the trees around you start to shake, the rain's pushed back, you feel a force coming towards you as the three of you all throw yourselves to the ground. I need everyone to roll luck for me.
yo. Wish I had sigils. Yeah, that's alright.
31 pass.
43 pass.
9 pass.
19 pass.
71 fail.
Oh!
Speaking
I'm
of
going to have
those-
to sigil that and re-roll. So
I don't know if you can see my face.
30
there.
pass.
Okay.
30 pass.
Did everyone pass there?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
I
There's still
have to
2 more
burn
rolls that
sigil
need to be made.
Oh shit, yeah.
Sigils do exist.
Yeah, this isn't my fault if Jen dies, just saying.
Yeah.
I have the chance to use the sigil now. I have 1 sigil. I can re-roll 1. I'm not going to say whose roll this is for. Do I use it on this roll, or do I wait to see if the other roll fails and then use it on that one?
But you can't say who it is.
I can't say who it is.
Oh, but I'd say let's wait for the next one.
I think that's on Scott since he's got the...
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't have an influence on it.
This one has already failed, so
Jake
I would say use the sigil now.
Oh.
The next one may be fine.
Yeah, Jake.
Then you'll just end up having a sigil.
Jen's an NPC, so it's up to the GM.
Okay, so Nick's made a good point that this is a fail. So using it now could potentially make
We
a difference.
know this is a fail. We don't know if the next one is or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there enough yays?
Yeah.
I'm using my 1 sigil
Yeah.
for this.
Sorry, Jake.
Okay,
If it's Jake, technically he would have the sigils that Jake would have.
that's very true.
Also, not just that.
So that might have been telling.
Yeah,
Now
but,
that you figured that out now.
but Jake and Burn sigils to stay alive.
Let me just say that if that didn't happen then, there'd be more than just rain. There'd be a lot of other waterworks. Okay, here we go. Okay, alright. As this explosion rips out, there is other sounds that accompany it. Just this tearing through as the force propels out from here. The rest of you that were a little bit further ahead, you dive and you hit the ground. Just all this noise happening around you. You hear Jen go, "Ah!" as she lands and hits the ground. Everything starts to settle down. And then that rain comes back into your ears. But it is muted. There is a ringing that's there as well. And you roll back over as the whole area around there is now just like, there is this just burning flame all around that area.
I run back to Jen.
Yeah, she's just to the side of you, and she kind of rolls over.
Do I see a wound?
On her right arm, there is what looks to be like a bit of her rain jacket's been torn to the side. You can see that there is some blood running down there.
So it's just grazed arm?
Roll, you can use first aid for this if you have first aid, which would be fine craft, or you can try and use your perception.
I'll use fine craft.
Okay.
I
can just imagine Scott there, like, oh, I don't want to look this way. That way. No, I'm just.
It is a first aid, so
Yeah,
I'll roll
yeah.
fine craft.
Okay.
It's a bit less than my
Okay.
perception, but it makes it's mechanically 2 pass.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you kind of pull it to the side. You can see that as you kind of pull the jacket away, to your relief, it is. It seems to be a not very deep ricochet wound.
It's lucky.
I'm immediately going to crisis prevention mode, and as soon as, like, ringing in my ears, stumbling, I'm going to see who's on the floor, grab people, help them up, and just give the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just yell, just say back to the docks
I
now.
literally
Yeah, Nick
stared-
and Jake are trying to get them back
I
up.
literally stared daggers at you, and then I help Jen up, and I
Yeah.
say we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Old dog diggers.
And you all start moving, running now as fast as you can. Light out as many of you as you can to try and guide your way. There's no more train. There is just running. What direction are you running in? And I'm not going to show you anything because it's dark.
The direction
the
I
direction
remember
you
us
think.
coming originally to head towards the boat, but the thing is,
So back up in the direction of the supply shed,
no, to the boat. Well, wherever that
which
is.
is past the supply shed. So there is a road that leads from the supply shed that winds the whole way down.
Direction to the
Yeah.
left of the supply shed we came in.
I cannot
There's a road.
remember.
Can I use my
It
tracking
doesn't
thing
exist.
to remember the way I walked?
Yep. Yeah.
But we came over the hill and then down a road that led up to the supply shed.
This is going to be challenging. So it's just
Just flat?
flat.
14 pass.
Okay, all right. You're pretty sure you know the way. In your mind, it is going to lead you up close towards where the supply shed is because there is a road that goes the whole way through. And knowing this group,
I'm gonna.
one of the easiest ways will be following the road rather than going through the bush.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go back to where we just made a distraction from. In my mental map, can I? Is
Yeah, you can. You're pretty certain with that roll. I'd say you think that you could make a path,
Somewhere
a track
else,
for
okay.
you around, away from the supply.
I do that? I just yell out, "Follow me!" and
I'm gonna be the last one in the group following, so I'm the far back, making sure everybody is gone before I do.
So now you're being cautious.
I just,
Okay.
as I come past, I just ask for a torch.
I throw
Yep.
my torch.
Okay, all right. So you all start to run into the night.
That was in character, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool. I completely ignored it and continued in crisis prevention mode.
You start to run, following Skulk. Verdant, you wait there for a second as the others start to take off. Roll perception for me. Challenging.
Don't have any more sigils, so 10 success.
Okay. You're looking at the others, and as you kind of turn back towards this kind of inferno, you hear just like the slightest little of something nearby in the rain. Difficult for you to pick up, but you do. You spin around, and almost in a prone, like almost kind of between prone and squatting, there is a child sitting there, looking up towards you, with patchy hair, big, sad eyes, looking directly at you.
Does it look
Wearing shorts.
wearing shorts?
Shorts. Yeah, kind of like swimming trunks.
I'm gonna look at the child, keep an eye on it, but start
It's-
moving away
Okay.
towards where the group is. And if I get far enough away, to where and if the child still stays where it is, I'm going to start moving quicker and quicker.
As you start to try and back away.
No. Yeah, fuck no.
You turn, you start running.
I call out to the group. They're here.
As you do, you hear screaming from behind you, like the high-pitched screaming of a child screaming at the top of their lungs. Some of you are a bit further away at this point, but you do hear Verdant call out. They're here.
Do we hear the screaming as well?
You hear the scream.
Yeah.
That follows shortly afterwards as Verdant starts running away.
Start running.
I make my way to the road. If they're already here, fuck it.
You
Quick
just
as
start
fast
trying
as
to
fun.
power through as fast as you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this is where it gets interesting. It gets dicey. It is definitely going to get dicey. You're running back in the darkness through terrain that you don't know, following Skulk as best you can. I need you to roll that roll again for me.
You got a light on, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got your torch.
Yeah. So last time you were 14, correct?
Yeah.
Apply a 14 to your skill for this roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
positive.
We'll round it to a 15 for sake of math.
It's the same tracking.
Same track. It should track again.
76 pass.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Okay. It seems that Skulk knows what he's doing. He's going with a purpose, and as best you can, you try to keep your eye on him as you start to power ahead.
I'm looking there and I'm listening for any footsteps behind me.
You're running right now.
Yeah, and I'm running.
And it's
I'm
raining,
running.
and it's very difficult to hear anything else. But you're trying as best you can to keep your ears peeled for anything else out that's out there. I need everybody to roll athletics for me as you are running along.
I sigil it.
Okay,
5 pass.
to determine your pace.
Yeah.
Got
Fail?
2 left.
Just how much did you fail by, Scott?
11.
11? Okay.
I failed by 45.
Okay.
Well, you are at the back, so.
12 pass.
Actually, instead of telling me how
36
much you
pass.
failed by,
85 failed.
85 fail. Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Well, failure works on how much you've failed by as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
Okay. So you all start running as fast as you can, following Skulk, who is leading the way. You're running through this kind of waist-deep grass as you're kind of powering through. You're trying to keep pace as much as you can, Verdant. You're a little bit further behind to start with, and it's even more so as the panic is starting to set in a little bit. You're looking behind you, you're looking to the side, and you're trying to just keep going forward, keep powering forward. You have Skulk in sight in the distance. But as you're running, you feel something, a hand that grasps onto the back of your leg. And then releases. And you hear a slight tumbling behind you as you keep moving.
Yep.
Roll athletics for me again, thank you.
Everyone?
Just for that.
Fucking A. 98 fail.
You suck at running, bro.
I do. I am missing a leg.
That's very true, yeah.
Can I check to see how everybody's going, like running wise? Like check so I can understand the situation.
Yep, roll perception for me.
Yeah. I literally can't actually look where I'm going.
Sigil. Nope.
You spin back round. In the in the rain, in the darkness, trying to see, but like it's very difficult to spin around to be looking and keep moving at the same time.
I'm keen to slow down. Like I would have slowed down to look behind me. I don't run backwards very well. I don't run at all very well.
True enough. Okay. Your focus is all forwards.
If I hear something, I'll do something, but like not if I can't look behind me.
You feel a grasping hand on you again, Verdant. I need you to roll an opposing check of some kind. Be it fight or be it athletics, you decide.
So you say fight or athletics? Can I use unarmed?
Yes, you can.
So much better. So much better. Oh, fucking hell.
The answer I got was I don't know way, so I couldn't see who I couldn't see.
You couldn't see. Yeah, so you just saw some people, you saw lights coming towards you.
Wow.
How
Can't
bad?
tell that anyone's in danger.
I failed by 7.
Oh. A boy got you.
Okay.
Someone's eating well tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be the kids.
You feel a sharp nip on the back of your right leg.
I don't have a right leg.
You have part of a right leg. You still have something there.
Below my knee, I have nothing. It's a prosthetic.
But above your knee,
Yeah.
you have flesh there still. And you feel where the hand was, which was kind of up on your waist, you just feel like a sharpness there for a second, which rightly so terrifies you, and you try to pull away. You have a minor wound to your right leg. So you still feel, even though there was like that little sharp pain for a second then, just behind your right leg, you still feel like something is clinging onto you as you are running. That something is close to you, something is present. Are you going to attempt to keep on running?
Yes, I'll try to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to try and get it off.
Yeah, so try and it's just keep moving, but also just try and throw yourself to, okay, alright, that is going to be, well, you could use fight in this instance, potentially to try and maybe throw an elbow back there. See, just kind of hope.
Unarmed combat?
Yes.
44 success.
Okay, alright. Alright, nice. You don't exactly see where you're throwing your elbow, but you feel contact. You feel what feels like a nose, and you hit hard. And then the hand that was grasped onto you is released, and you just keep running as fast as you can. Roll athletics for me again, thank you.
Got this.
I don't got this. That's 86 fail.
Okay, alright. To give you all perspective, this is a constant motion. So no one's stopping at this point. Verdant isn't stopping. Whatever is pursuing Verdant isn't stopping either. You're running through the grass, you're running uphill, you're running through mess, rain, a deluge as you try and power your way along Skulk's path. You don't know in relation to you where the storage shed is now, but Skulk seems to know where he's going. And there's a lot of trust that's going into that.
I don't. I'm
No,
following the light.
you are
that-
seeing, it's like a moth to a flame, you are just
Exactly.
powering as fast as you
Yep.
can to try and keep up towards
That's
this.
exactly what I'm doing.
You still feel like you're being pursued.
Yeah.
Okay. And you feel hands start to grasp around you again. Roll for me. Thank you very much.
Same thing. Unarmed combat.
Mm-hmm.
77 fail.
How much did you fail by?
I failed by 17.
Ah, it's not too bad.
That's
mate.
not too bad.
I mean, it's still going to get added onto the damage, but
Yeah, no.
it's not like failed by 50 or something.
Well, it was nice knowing you all.
Okay.
You have options.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
I don't have my damage table here with me. 25. Significant. You take a significant wound to the torso as you as these hands, there's one hand in particular that kind of grasps you by the side. You can feel like almost like fingernails are starting to dig in, and then right by the base of your spine, you feel something sharp dig into your back, and there is this moment of just this, of
I'll scream out.
and it just, yeah, it gets right in there, and it still seems to be like in you as you're trying to run. It's effectively your turn. What are you going to try and do? You feel it starting to like withdraw, but the hand is still grasping onto your side.
I'll scream out and I'll say, no matter what, keep going, it's got me. And I'm going to try and wrench it off while I'm still moving.
You hear Vedant. Some of you, the ones that are closer, can hear what he's saying. Skulk at the very front. You just know that Vedant is shouting.
Okay, I just yelled back, what's going on?
Start running back.
Scott, you start turning. Jen sees you turning. Fuck.
Cover me, I say.
Okay, Jen stops, has her bow out.
I'm going to try and grab it by
Scott
whatever hair or whatever I can grab, try to wrench it off.
Okay.
You're wearing chainmail.
I am wearing chainmail.
Oh, yes,
That's
you
right.
are.
That's a 25 reduction to...
It doesn't get through. You feel the pressure. You feel the pressure of something sharp digging into your back.
Oh, you lifesaver! You lifesaver! Anyway, I'm going to try and wrench it off. 11 success.
Okay. You try.
Yeah.
But this thing, now that you've slowed down, just like gets another, like, you've another hand, and it feels like when the hand's kind of grasping you, you can't, well actually, chainmail, you can't quite make it up. No, you just feel like something's kind of grabbing you. You feel two hands on you at this stage. Yeah. Okay, Scott, you start running back effectively. When it comes back around, you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be
You're
having
still
my
in,
athletics,
you're
so
still
I'll be,
in darkness at this point. You're kind of swinging
I'm
around.
Still swinging around, keeping an eye out
Okay.
to the light, and I'm still moving. I'm not stopped. I'm still moving.
Did Nick and Jake also turn back?
I turned back, I don't think.
How far ahead were we?
Well, it's difficult
Like
to tell.
taking a-
I mean, Vedant's voice sounded a bit faint when you heard him shout
I can't
out.
see him, he's in the
And I mean,
dark.
you'd see me turn around.
And
'cause I've got a
would we have
Yes.
known or noticed Scott turning around? Because
Yes.
if we had, then then we would have done
you
so.
would
Okay.
notice. And Jen's staying.
I would have yelled up to Scott and telling him we're stopping there.
Okay, I'll turn back as well.
Jen stops in place, so she actually just stopped, and she's got her bow out, and she's just arrows kind of directed towards Scott at this stage, because he's the light source. Jake sees you running past. He starts running alongside you.
Oh, is he failing his athletics as well?
He's still carrying someone, remember?
Both him and Nick are. He does not. He does not. He sees you going past. He just
Does he come wherever?
indecision. Indecision.
Keep going.
Indecision. Okay.
So, but Nick, you turned back with your Russian?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna
I'll
take you,
stop
it's gonna
next
take
to-
you a little bit.
I would have stopped next to Jen.
Okay. All right.
I'm still going while all of this is happening.
You feel another set of hands start to grasp around you. Roll something.
Dice preferably.
It's 15, so it'll succeed on whether it's fight, athletics, or unarmed combat.
Okay. So what are you using here? Are you using your unarmed combat to try and just like to knock something back? Okay. All right. 15, right? Okay. All right. All right. Oh, so that's going to be. Yeah. Okay. You feel something clambering up the side of you, and up and like right near the chest here, you feel something hit you right in the chest. Kind of again, it's like it's almost feels like a pointed pain, but your chainmail holds it back.
Oh god, okay.
Does that mean he never got the claws in the back of his leg as well?
No.
That
bit's
could have
better.
gone up under the chainmail.
Chainmail doesn't go on the legs.
True.
Yeah.
Or that.
Scott, you are nearly evident at this stage. Light starts to illuminate him. You're with Scott.
Do you have a light?
Jen is like steadying herself. She isn't aiming right now. She doesn't have anything to aim directly at, but she's trying to aim. I'm pointing the light towards.
Mm-hmm. Do I see Verdant?
You see Verdant, yeah. So like,
do I see
scanning. You see Verdant, and as the light hits Verdant, you see two sets of eyes. One that's up on his shoulder, and another that's on the side here. They eyes dart straight towards you, and these are kids. There's a boy and a girl. It looks like on him, and like the one that Verdant saw earlier on, seemed to be wearing swimming trunks.
I hold my.
Where's Dan
The young girl as well,
wearing
wearing swimming trunks, and they're very kind of. This is all just in an absolute flash. Very, very kind of patchy hair that seems to be falling out in places, and they're clambering on top of him right now.
Where are you in Where's Dan in relation to me?
Not far behind, like essentially next to do something.
I mean, like, is he like distance-wise? Like, how far away is he from me?
You could probably hit him with your axe if you really tried.
Okay, pass him my torch.
Okay, yeah, you pass out the torch.
As we're continuing to run.
Do you have anything in your hand?
Not at the moment.
Okay, cool. You reach across with
as I'm continuing running. With my other hand, I now grasp it with the other hand and just go and just.
You hope you don't miss.
Oh, you better not miss.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
The one that on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both are on him.
The one's next to him.
All right, you're
One's
charging.
like on his back, one's on his front.
Yeah. Okay, you're charging. So you're going to get a plus 20 to that. You're not really flanking at this stage. I wouldn't count this as flanking.
And I am aiming as well to
so funny.
The kids are flanking though.
Yes.
If
Okay.
you fell at this point, it would be the funniest thing ever.
Takes your head off.
You're aiming. What are you aiming for? You're aiming.
Perfectly fine to go out like
kill shot.
Okay. All right. Roll. Roll
So,
away.
Is there any minuses? Any minus?
Minus 10 for aiming.
Yeah, minus 10 for aiming.
Yeah, I know. I'm just because you said. So charging plus 20, so that's 95.
Okay.
You fucking come on. Ooh.
83 success. So 103. 3.
All right. Well, let's see if it succeeds to get off.
So
in time
113.
as that massive attack comes through.
Oh, yeah.
113.
See if it succeeds at its dodge.
Hang on, what was the minus from the actual weapon?
I think I know that already.
Okay. You're going for the one that's up on him, yeah? Not the one that's behind. That would be a little bit more difficult. So the one that's on top, this boy that's on Verdant's shoulder right now. You can't quite make out. It has something in its hand as you charge towards it, and you just bring this axe out, and it lets go of Verdant and starts pushing away from him, falling away as the light from Dan still catches him. You adjust your aim mid-air. You feel like it just graze past your arm as that axe comes round and lodges itself directly into the torso of this thing as it flings it backwards into the darkness. You see blood just squirt right down the axe as it flings off and rolls away out of your sight for the immediate time.
In one word, run!
You hear this. Immediately, the one that's grasping you from behind, you feel it release.
And as soon as I feel it release, I'm fucking rope.
With your light and with the sight that you have right now, you see the child-like thing that was grasping onto the back of Verdant release and just turn and disappear into the grass, ducking down low. Verdant, do you start to run?
Yes, I do fucking start to run.
You start to run as fast as you can, just like kind of touching yourself a little bit, like you feel like a tiny bit of pain in the back of your leg, but you feel okay. You think you're okay, but your heart's just pounding. Scott, What do you do?
As I say, run. I can look around for the others. The other don't see it, so I just turn around and start running.
It is like pitch black around you now. The part that, like Dan was lighting the two of you up, you can't see anything else around you. You turn and start running. Okay, all right. Both Scott and Verdant, roll athletics for me.
And me?
And you, as they reach you, start to run alongside, tandem with you.
Fail.
19 pass.
I fail by a lot more than 4.
How bad?
35. Fail by 35.
25, mate.
35.
Oh,
It's
right.
minus 10.
Yeah. Your leg.
I will be, as I'm running, will be holding that torch
Yep.
backwards.
Yeah, to try and give them a little bit of sight. Yeah.
Yeah, because we know
That's
where
what I
we're
was. That's
going.
what I was hoping
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Running through, Scott, like you're trying to keep up. And
The weight I put on my leg to do that swing.
Yeah. You start. Yeah. You feel the pain in your leg as you're running, and you hit a bad patch, and you go down. You tumble down. Yeah.
I would immediately stop and try to grab him.
Okay. You spin back around as fast as you can. You try and pull him back up. You see each other for a moment, and you start to run again. Both roll athletics for me one more time. You're assisting each other at this stage, so I'm going to give you a plus 20 as you stabilize yourself. Plus 20 to your skill.
It doesn't matter.
Failed by 44.
I rolled a 99.
Okay, as you help Scott up and you start running together, you go down,
Yeah, I do.
and you go down hard. And as you do fall down, you feel a disconnect. You feel something pop. And it's not a painful pop, but it's just like a... And then you look down, your prosthetic is off your leg. The two of you are further behind. That light from Dan
Was
is
that
getting
just him,
further
or-
ahead.
What was the...
You're slipping as well. You're both going uphill at this stage with the others. You're slipping and sliding.
Do I hear them go down?
You hear a little bit of a tumble. Enough that you might be able to do something about it, but the others are further ahead. After the calls to run, people started turning around and running again. Jake is back and running.
I would no, because like they're following me. I'm waiting. Well, I would wait until I see the light.
You see the light from Dan moving.
Then I
yeah,
move.
yeah,
I'm
and,
making a
and that's
conscious
Jen.
decision now.
Jen started going as well.
I'm making a conscious decision now to slow. I'm literally going to walk.
Okay.
I'm going to walk.
I'm gonna.
With my weapon out, just I'm walking back towards the, like, up the hill,
Yeah.
but just walking on guard, going up. Running's just going backwards.
I will try and get up. My prosthetics
Yeah.
gone. As in, like, it's formed. I can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. There might be a chance for you to reattach it, but it takes time. You know it's a process to put this thing on.
Yeah.
You know it's going to take you a while to get this on.
I will grab it, but I'm not going to put it on.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get up and then try
You
use my hunting rifle.
you try to get up and it just digs in. You find the only way that you're going to get out of here is by crawling.
I will start crawling.
You start trying to crawl up that hill.
No.
I would, having heard them.
Using that prosthetic out in front of you, you start trying to crawl up. Scott, you're looking into the darkness as best you can. The rain seeming to let up a little bit at this stage. Still coming down, but not as hard as it was before. You're looking into that darkness on the hill. Roll perception for me.
How far is Scott?
18 pass. Yeah, 18 pass.
Okay. You're looking all around you. And then you feel a sharp sensation starting to rake itself across your good leg.
What leg is it?
It's your right leg.
I was just checking.
It's your right leg.
So I was trying to catch you out.
Well, whatever leg this thing can see as an actual leg. As you start to feel something there, you have a split second to take an action. What do you do?
Just chop it off, mate.
Yeah, that's what I was probably going to do because
You're going to oppose with fight?
I knew Verdant was running, so
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm opposing with my spit axe.
Oppose with the spit axe.
Not what he meant.
But now, neglected to mention that you actually use Scott's leg to help pull yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Say narratively, I can't aim because it's a blind, so I'm just going to roll with the negative to use the weapon.
You do that, sir.
Is that a pass or a fail?
It is a. I get no bonus or anything,
There is no bonus on this.
so that is a fail.
How much do you fail by? Oh my god.
It's very hard to fail. I rolled a 99.
Okay.
It was 85 to.
Yeah, but
plus
that's-
my skill.
but
Fail
that's-
by 14.
Yeah, but that's failed by 14, but it's still a 99.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost critical.
So I will. I'll reroll.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a good
It's
one.
my last sigil, so I'll just.
Yeah. I
was saving it for.
just 99
Rainy
is
day.
generally pretty bad.
Well, it wasn't bad. It was only 14. Failed by 14. But I don't want to get attacked if I don't have to.
100?
64 pass.
Okay. All right. You start to feel like this sharp, like sensation, and you just spin around, using your axe to press down on whatever is there. And as you do, you feel like the shaft of your axe connect with the throat of something as you push it up and away from you. You don't see what it was, but there was something there that was going for you and was going for your leg. Dan, what were you doing?
So it doesn't do damage? It
Doesn't
just-
do damage, you
okay.
succeeded.
Okay, cool.
The moment I heard them, the heavy collapse of them falling down, I would have slowed down and turned around so I can actually aim with the torch to see where they are and give them proper light. Are we still in that deep grass at the moment now? Or?
No, it is still deep, yeah.
So I don't see Vedant crawling.
No, you don't. You don't see Vedant.
He doesn't see the grass moving about.
Roll perception for me if that's what you're doing.
No, I mean, at the time I'd see Scott barreling up. I'll just call out, "Where's V?"
He's not barreling up. He's standing still right now.
Yeah.
The light hits him just as you see him push something off, and you just lose track of it as it falls, starts rolling down the hill.
Would I hear him pull out? Where's V?
Yeah.
Scanning, trying to find him.
Down here.
Yeah, see if I can spot where that noise came from.
Right. Just let it go.
Okay, you see a prostate waving out of the grass as your light just catches it.
I'll make a move to that.
Okay, you start moving. Roll athletics for me.
50, fail by 10.
Okay. You make it to him, but you make it to him faster than you anticipated. As your feet slip out from under you, as you start making your way down, that light goes up as you start to tumble down. You're in darkness again.
Oh.
You can't see.
I'll still see the light, but I'll just be.
Oh, the
grounded.
light's up. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can't see anything else around you right now. Roll perception for me.
$15 pass.
Ooh, okay. At the last second, you see. Because you're not noticing these things before they get to you, quite often. But you see it coming out the grass. Just as you turn around to the side, you see something coming towards you, going in to attack.
Defend again.
Okay.
79 pass.
This thing, as best you can tell, was leaping up and was going for the old face, the moneymaker. And as you, like before, same thing, you just bring up the end of that and just push back and knock this thing off back into the shadow. You're in a position where you cannot see shit. So you're reacting right now. It's a very unfortunate position to be in.
I'm not picking up that torch, because as soon as I pick up that torch, my ability to defend myself goes down dramatically.
Bonuses and negatives. Skog,
I'm still walking back.
spinning back around as you've been powering on with Jen
And Nick and Jake.
and Nick and Jake,
Yeah.
you notice that the light from Dan is much further down the hill than it should be.
Options,
I'll
gentlemen?
have to go back.
Yeah, what are we going to do? I'm terrible in the fight and a cripple, and you two are both carrying Russians.
Yeah, but we can put Russians down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
take
as soon as
them
you
back
put them down, they're going to be gone, mate.
Without saying anything, Jen takes off down the hill.
I'm going to follow.
Yeah, why not?
All of you roll athletics then. Jake's coming with you.
If I get home, I
hang
have
on.
got a project.
Them or everybody?
Everybody that's going down. Yeah.
Oh, not me then.
Yeah.
76 fail.
59 pass.
Okay. All right. You a fail. Like Dan, you make it down there a lot faster than the others, in a way that you didn't anticipate to. You manage to kind of stabilize yourself so you don't damage yourself too severely, but you do rough yourself up a bit in the process of rolling down. You're a bit dazed before you can kind of get back up onto your feet as the others continue down towards whatever the heck is going on in the darkness. It is difficult for all of you to see what's happening.
First project when I get home. Attachable light source to my pack, belt, something.
Yeah, you see Jake coming with his light on his helmet, lighting up the area, looking around here. You all get back down towards where Scott and Verdant and Dan are. You kind of scrambling around on the ground right now. Dan, you directing that light as well?
I pick up the light again. Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be helping try and get him up and
Okay.
using as a crutch to try.
You
and
see both Verdant and Scott just like covered in mud, from
As soon as he
going
picks me
down,
up-
getting back up.
As soon as he picks me up, I'm just saying, what part of keep going do you guys not get? Jesus! And stand up.
Nick and Jake, with your lights on your firefighter helmets, looking out into this area around here, you're scanning this area.
Yes.
You can notice that the grass around you is moving, and it's not being caused by any one of you that is here,
Or wind.
or wind. It seems to be moving more violently than wind.
Okay, I'm just like, grass is moving, we gotta go.
Yeah. I make my way back to Jin.
Okay. Jen also went down in a similar fashion to what you did. This is a muddy hill. It's a pain in the ass. You struggle. You get together. You pull each other up. You have lookouts. Both Nick and Jake on either side with that light out in all directions. Dan, you kind of a little bit further back towards the rear, lighting out the front. You're out the front, lighting. You've got light going in every direction. You're looking in every direction. And as you continue to power yourself up the hill, as some of you slip, another one there grabs, helps up, and you power on up. Until you make your way into a section of bush being led through by Skulk. You're a little bit more sure-footed at this stage. You're still being carried. Both Nick and Jake are still carrying people as well as you make your way back towards the boat. The rain stops. As you exit the canopy on the other side, you're up on a hill. You can see out towards, with very dim light, what you imagine to be Whangarei and the little yacht club where you were at. It's very dark, difficult to make out your surroundings, but there is something.
Fire back from where we.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a glow coming from the other side of this hill. You've just crested over it.
Alright, if anybody asks, the zombie monkeys did that. Alright?
The grass around is still
You're
moving.
catching your breath. You're outside of the grass at this stage. You've just gone through bush, and now you're on the other side of that bush.
The path.
Dirt and what? Yeah. What kind of terrain is it on this side of the?
On the other side of this, it starts to become shorter grass, and there is actually a path that
Yeah, definitely.
Skulk followed on the way here with Jen. You start to follow it, trudging down it. Both of you two still exhausted. The rest of you starting to really feel it setting in as you start to make your way down towards the boat. That's when, without the rain, another sound becomes much more present to you. A sound that some of you know quite well. A sound that takes you back to times at the reserve many years ago. A sound of moaning. A chorus of it. Voices calling out into the night. With no communication, no purpose to it. A sound. It seems everywhere. But Skulk, you keep everyone moving forward. You have your lights out. You power on, hoping to make it back towards the boats. And we'll find out if you make it in the next part. Thank you for joining us for another installment in this chapter. Somehow everyone's still standing, some being carried. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay breathing.